Can you talk about the process of choosing the art? Because you're working on a third-party IP, Spider-Man. It's not Magic. Like, what's the process like when you have to get an artist through Disney and then put them on a card?
Well, a lot of them we just kind of signed up as Magic art vendors. So we work directly with them. So that was what we do every day all the time. So that part was like pretty intuitive. When it came to taking existing art, like the comic book covers or stuff from the guts, the comic books, that was a little more tricky because especially stuff from the interiors of the books, we did a tiny bit of adjustment to where we knew we wanted Peter Parker right with the spider biting his hands, such an important moment, but there's actually it's like a little slice and there's a bunch of stuff around him, so we had to kind of get rid of some stuff and zhuzh it a little bit just to make it fit.
Is that stuff you do? You work through Disney directly? Do you does a third-party artist get involved or a stake involved in certain cases?
For stuff like that, we did a lot of it in-house because we have a lot of really talented digital artists here. Because when we commission art for Magic cards, it also needs to go through a series of being prepped for print. And so those artists are really good at understanding how color works and understanding we need to draw out this detail a little better to make sure that when it's on press, it still lives up to its intention.
There are a ton of different Spider-Man costumes. You have cards that hint at different costumes, but I know a lot of costumes didn't make the cut. How did you decide what costumes got their own art?
I mean, we put up a big dartboard, and then whoever did it. No, it's like Mark was saying. It's a really it's a gradual process. We work together in teams and we really trust each other, I think. So there's a lot of just conversation in general where everybody at once is kind of well, this seems really important. And then a couple people are I don't know, but because of this, it doesn't really work. And sometimes one person will say let's do this. And then there's silence. And then we're all yeah, maybe that's not going to make it. So it's just kind of like that.
What's the biggest misconception from an outsider, looking at the Magic trading card game in general when it has to do with the art and the drawing and the licensing?
Gosh, I don't even know what that would be.
Cash grab is what I hear a lot. I'm I don't think that's correct, though.
No, I mean, I think one of the interesting things about it to me is that, Magic, because we commission so much unique art, hundreds of thousands of pieces of unique art, Magic as a game has produced more art than so many art movements that changed the world. So that's kind of a crazy thing to think about that in context. That we're making a game, but we're commissioning all this analog art, and we're also kind of keeping a whole community of artists in work, which I think is really important, especially the way the world keeps kind of squeezing that out.